Hey guys, it is finally time for Chapter 3 of the 0 Degree Zombie Zone. We just left Bakari in a tight situation. He just got thrown out of a winter zombie wonderland, and Xenon, the zombie king, wants his ring back. But where is this ring, and why does he think Bakari took it? So now he's back in the hallway on the way to math class where another problem awaits him. Keisha Owens and Tariq Thomas, who are angry that Bakari is signed up for hall monitors. So let's see how he deals with this all in a day. Because if that ring isn't returned, Earth will be invaded by a bunch of ice zombies. So Chapter 3, Ring-a-ding-ding. Bakari, what happened to you? Wardell asked me as soon as I take my seat. You look like the bathroom sink got up and took a swing at you. He flicks a drop of water off my sleeve. You know, you're supposed to wash in it, not swim in it, right? Ha ha, you're hilarious, I tell him out of the side of my mouth. We've got our math books open so we can follow along with Miss Crumb as she explains the problem up on the board, and as long as we keep our conversation low and our eyes forward, we can still talk. But really, what happened? I see him glance over at Keisha and Tariq. I know it wasn't them, 'cause they haven't moved since you left. I can't help it. I look over there myself. Of course, both of them are staring right at me. Great. No, it wasn't them, I admit. It was even worse, if you can believe it. Worse? What, did Moses Allen decide to dunk you or something? Oh, Moses Allen is a 5th grade legend, already as big as a truck. I've heard that he got held back a grade, maybe even 2, but he'd be big even for a kid in junior high. Heck, he's big for an NBA player. Fortunately, he's not that bad. He throws his weight around a little, but he's not mean. You just have to stay out of his way if he's in a bad mood. Not like Keisha. I picture if she were Moses' size and shudder. Ugh, talk about a nightmare. Nah, not him either. For a second, I think about coming up with some story, but I shake that idea off. This is Wardell we're talking about. He and I have been friends since 2nd grade. We even got stuck in a photo booth together on a field trip. This is the guy I tell everything to, the one person besides my parents who know about my granddad, what he meant to me, how I cried at his funeral. This is the guy who shared his last cheese stick with me, and Wardell loves his cheese sticks. So instead, I tell him the truth. You're not going to believe this, I start. But I shouldn't have worried. In addition to looking on the bright side, Wardell's really good at believing. Yeah, so he's a little gullible, and it's gotten him into trouble before. It's really easy to play practical jokes on him. But right now, I'm really glad that he's so agreeable about everything. I don't know what I'd do if I told him and he just laughed it off. Wow, he says instead when I'm done. Are you serious? A whole world full of zombies and they're all frozen and stuff? That's wicked. It was wicked, all right, I agreed. Wicked cold and wicked scary. And you really don't have this ring that Zero guy wanted? Xenon, I corrected him. And no, I really don't. I don't even know what ring he's talking about. But he's blaming you anyway, Wardell sighs. Ain't that always the way? He's got 2 brothers, an older one and a younger one, and he's always getting blamed whenever anything breaks or spills or whatever. Sometimes I hate being an only child, but when I look at Wardell and his brothers, I think maybe it isn't so bad. All I know is, I start, but then something hits me in the back of the head. What the... I pick up the ball of paper and uncrumble it. Smoothing it out in my math book, it says, "You're a little loser, boy," in big letters. I don't even need to glance over to know who wrote and threw this. Keisha. "You're going down, lame brain," she whispers, pointing one long tiger-striped fingernail at me. You whisper all those strategies you want. You still ain't got what it takes to beat Tariq. Can't beat Tariq, Tariq chimes in happily, nodding along like it's got a beat to it. Sad thing is, it kinda does. Yeah, right, I reply. Lame, I know. I've always got tons of good comebacks right on the tip of my tongue until I actually have to say them, and then they all disappear into thin air. Instead, I wind up saying something lame or not saying anything at all, and looking even more like an idiot than I did before. Yeah, right. That's the best you can do? Keisha snorts. Please, my baby brother's got more lip than that, and he's barely 2. Starting to feel the heat. Can't beat Tariq, her cousin offers, grinning like he just said something really deep. Yay, so you can rhyme. I do that all the time, I think. But of course, I can't manage to say it, and his smile just gets wider. Lay off me, Keisha, I tell her, and the way she's grinning, you'd think she was a big old cat and I was a wounded bird that just fluttered down in front of her. What's so funny? You, she says through that smirk. You're funny. You're in so deep and down so bad you don't even know it. You just keep talking and acting like it's nothing, but I can hear your knees shaking from here. I'm not scared of you or Tariq, I tell her, slamming my math book shut and standing to face her. Big mistake. Bakari, is there a problem? Of course, Miss Crum heard my book closing and looked back, and now here I am, out of my seat, my book shut on my desk, while Keisha and Tariq have their heads bent over their textbooks like good little students. Bakari was saying something under his breath, Keisha reports, looking up like it's the first time. I didn't hear what exactly, but it looked like he was getting all worked up over something. Then he just slammed his book and jumped out of his seat. Her eyebrows raised, and her mouth formed a little O of surprise or sympathy. Are you okay, Bakari? Then a little smirk flickers over her face. How are your knees? I'm good, I tell her as sharp as I can. Then I turn back to Miss Crum. I'm fine, ma'am, thank you. Just something poked my leg and startled me. It was probably my pencil, or maybe there's a rough spot under my desk. I rubbed my leg to emphasize it. I didn't mean to interrupt. Miss Crum studies me for a second, then nods slowly. Yes, well, return to your seat, please. Thank you. Now, where were we? Somebody, Faranda, I think, calls out the page number, and we return to our exciting world of integers and rays and diameters. Whew! I toss an angry stare towards Keisha and Tariq and scowl as she turns away, concentrating. And that's when I see it. There's a ring on Keisha's left thumb, a big, heavy ring I've never seen her wear before. It's blocky and rough, like whoever made it didn't have proper training or tools or something. It's blue, or at least blue-ish, though from here it looks like there's some white and silver as well. It looks like it could have been carved from ice. That's it, I muttered to myself. That's the ring. The ring? It takes Wardell a sec to catch up. Hold on, you mean that Xenon guy's ring? The one you need to give him to stop a real-life zombie invasion? Yeah. Let's go get it then. Yeah? How exactly? I look at him, then Keisha, then Tariq, then Miss Crum. Too much distance between me and Keisha, and not enough between me and Miss Crum. There isn't a lot I can do from here. Wardell's getting that too, but he shrugs. So get in closer, he offers. Again, a lot easier said than done. I have no idea how Keisha wound up with that ring, but it doesn't look like she wants to get rid of it anytime soon. Not to mention, she's about the last person I want to be anywhere near. And just how did she get that ring? Okay, that concludes chapter 3, and it is getting intense. We now know where the ring is, so that might be something important to put on your note list, okay? Don't forget to take notes. Bye, guys.